Jeff Brohm is on his way out of West Lafayette, Indiana, and he's headed to Louisville. Now, this is one of the worst kept secrets in all of college football, in all of college athletics right now, because obviously the Brohms very involved with Louisville over the years. Jeff has played there. Brian has played there. It really should be no surprise to anybody that Jeff Brohm took this job. Now, if you're a Purdue fan right now, you should not be saying, what could we have done to keep Jeff Brohm? Oh, woe is me, woe is us. There should be none of that from you in West Lafayette, because really, there probably was only one job that Jeff Brohm was going to leave Purdue for, and it was this one. It was the University of Louisville. Look, Jeff Brohm has elevated Purdue football. There's no question about it, right? That big win against Ohio State, a handful of years back. What he did against Iowa last season. And, of course, these top 5 wins that he's been able to compile. And, of course, 7 to 8 win seasons as head coach of the Boilermakers. What he's been able to do with Purdue and then finally get them to the Big Ten championship this season has been nothing short of, just really, really good. And what he's done at the wide receiver position, what he's done, of course, at the quarterback position. Look, Rondale Moore to David Bell to Charlie Jones. If you're a wide receiver, Purdue maybe has become a destination for you to really get to that top level. I think that has been proven over the last 3 to 4 years. And Jeff Brohm is a part of that. Jeff Brohm and his coaching staff is a part of, we've always talked about the cradle of quarterbacks at Purdue, and that has continued, of course, with Aiden O'Connell, but the wide receiver room has been a place that has developed NFL talent as of late. So, Jeff Brohm out of Louisville. The big question is, who's next? Okay, I have no insider connection. I have no insider information to West Lafayette, Indiana. I've never been to West Lafayette, Indiana. I'm sure it is a wonderful town. But here are kind of some names. I'm just going to float them out there. Okay, I'm just going to float some names out there, and then we'll see what happens from there. So when I look at Jeff Brohm leaving, who could be his replacement? There's one guy that kind of went to the top of my mind. What about Gus Malzahn? What about the Gus bus coming on the train tracks? Okay, when I look at Gus, he kind of has a similar mindset to the way Purdue wants to play, a spread offense, wants to put points on the board, get the receivers involved a little bit, develop some quarterbacks. Like, you look at what Gus Malzahn was doing as the head coach at Auburn when they were facing Alabama. Like, he was splitting 50-50 against the GOAT. Okay, and Auburn and those boosters that have a mind of their own ran him out of town. So why couldn't, and Gus Malzahn, what he's been able to do, obviously Scott Frost was there and then Josh Heupel was there. Why can't Gus Malzahn be that next guy in line that can make a step up and make a program better? Look, they're not going to expect you to do a whole lot as the head coach at Purdue either. Like, you won't have Auburn type expectations. You'll have expectations, 7 wins, 8 wins type of season. And why can't Purdue kind of compete once you get past Ohio State, once you get past Michigan, Penn State, and then USC's coming in? Why can't Purdue compete at that top of that second tier with a Michigan State? Why can't they compete with a Wisconsin, with an Iowa, Minnesota? Why can't I think they can compete? I think they can be. I'm not going to say they're going to be at the top of that tier every single year, but why can't they be an upper mid-level team in the Big Ten Conference? And I think this job is attractive to coaches that have an offensive style and that can sling the ball down the field. And they have proven that, because that's what works and that's what wins at Purdue University. Now, I'm going to bring up another name. I'm going to bring up Jim Leonhard. Okay, because with what has happened recently at Wisconsin, Jim Leonhard's going to want his shot at Wisconsin, and he's going to want it quick. And what better place to do it than a fellow Big Ten West foe that just so happens to have an opening right now? Now, here's the deal. He's not an offensive coach. He's not an offensive mind. So he's going to need an offensive coordinator to really come in and run the offense and really kind of mesh with what it has been and what it will be. So I could see that happening, where Jim Leonhard really improves this defense, really takes it in another direction, takes it to maybe a place that Purdue hasn't been defensively. And then on offense, this is an offense that still kind of does what they like to do. They like to throw it around. They've got good receivers. They got good quarterbacks. That's a dangerous combination. A lot of times in today's day and age of college football, you see offense that like to sling it around, but a lot of times you don't see a dominant defense on the other side of the coin. So maybe that could happen at Purdue. Want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think? Who do you think is going to be the next head coach at Purdue? There is potential with this Boilermaker program.